Holy shit. I'm gonna be a dad.
I think I can smell shite.
What's going on, everybody? It's a Necessary Nerd here, and I finally did it. I finally watched The Last of Us Season 2, and oh my god, it's exactly as bad as I thought it would be.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
Now, for those of us who are familiar with the games, this really comes as no surprise, whereas if your introduction to the franchise was the TV show, then I can understand why you're a little confused.
What the hell's going on here?
And that's because of the source material the two seasons were based on. You see, Season 1, while not perfect, was a pretty good season. It's honestly one of the better video game adaptations we've gotten in recent memory. But that's really not saying much, as most video game adaptations are, well, they're... Yeah, they're not great. As with any video game adaptations, there's going to be some kind of changes or deviations from the original source material that can either divide or unite fans. Pretty much across the board, most fans agree that the casting choices weren't exactly the best, with some that were pretty decent, like Pedro Pascal as Joel. And yes, we can always make the now tired joke of how Pedro Pascal is collecting fandoms like Thanos collecting Infinity Stones. But one thing you can't deny about the guy is that he does always at least try to do his best. However, with the second season killing him off, just like what happened in the second game, we're now left with a cast of characters that don't really have any kind of charisma. Now, there were plenty of changes and casting choices that a lot of fans didn't like, with one of them being an entire episode and the other being the central figure of the story. I don't care what anyone says, I know how unlikely it is for two different gay survivalists out there in a zombie apocalyptic world to run into each other and fall in love, but I just don't care. The acting, the dialogue, the overall direction of the episode, the cinematography, everything involved was just top notch. I don't care they changed the characters for the purpose of this episode, I thought it was a really good episode of television. The other issue is Bella Ramsey as Ellie. Now, while I'm not going to try and sit here and tell you guys that Bella Ramsey is this well-renowned actress who's probably going to win Oscars or stuff like that in the future, I do believe that she is better than the material that she was given. You see, everyone is so concerned with making fun of Bella Ramsey and her, well, facial expressions.
Brother, ooh, baby, do you know that's what?
That people are losing sight of the fact that the writing comes from the same man who screwed up the story of the second game, Neil Druckmann.
It's never any fun not being able to go to sleep. Just like it wasn't any fun watching Last of Us Season 2.
The Last of Us Season 2 was a huge disappointment.
In short, this season has been nothing short of a complete and total disaster.
And as for how I felt about Season 2...
It was my cup of tea.
Don't do this.
No. No.
I gotta say, I could have called this one.
No.
Yeah.
Is it our fault?
Is it because we were bad?
It is not your fault.
Cut this shit. It is directly your fault. It is absolutely 150% your fault.
Of course it's their fault. They're the two biggest dickheads in the world.
For years, Neil Druckmann and pretty much Naughty Dog has told us that we were the problem. Gamers are too close-minded, we're bigots, we're ignorant, we can't accept change. And no matter how the critics want to soak that shit up as the best thing ever, which, by the way, video game critics at this point are kind of like Broadway musical critics.
That was an astounding feat of personal bravery. Nudity always makes theater serious and good.
They're crazy. The more that you subvert expectations, the more they eat that shit up, regardless of if it makes sense. And The Last of Us Part 2 doesn't make any sense.
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Fans do not want to get attached to some hulking character they just saw come in and bludgeon Joel to death.
The problem is that we did not wait 7+ years to play as Abby.
The whole basis of the first game was the deep connection that formed between Joel and Ellie. Without Joel and Ellie, the first Last of Us game is, well, it's not that good. But they were the driving force behind the narrative of the story. Now, it would make sense to kill off Joel if you were going to give Ellie some kind of badass John Wick-style revenge story. But no, Neil Druckmann and pretty much the entire team just took Ellie and was like,
Why don't you just sit in the corner, huh? Go on.
Because why would you want to focus on Ellie, an interesting character, when you can just focus on Abby, who is oh my god, she's awful. It wouldn't have mattered how good of a job the actress who played her in the second season did, and I honestly believe she might be the best actor left on the screen. But yeah, it wouldn't matter because Abby as a character fundamentally makes no sense. Her motivations, yeah, they make a little bit of sense, but how in the holy fuck is she that big?
That's a huge bitch!
Jesus Christ.
I saw her breathing! Punch her again!
Do you know how much a woman would have to eat to get as big as Abby?
Huh?
Do you know the macros that she would have to get? We're talking at least 120, 130 grams of protein minimum per day. That's while maintaining a calorie surplus, a strong training regimen, and also getting plenty of rest to speed up her recovery. How is that happening in a zombie apocalypse?
How? How? How?
I don't know. I don't know.
They had a chance to right the wrongs of the past, but Neil Druckmann, like I said, has been on record saying that his ideas were not wrong.
In technical terminology, he's a loon.
Blaming Bella Ramsey for the issues of The Last of Us Season 2 is like blaming the snow on the tip of the iceberg that the Titanic ran into. Yeah, I mean, it's technically part of the problem, but it's nowhere near the main problem. I don't think that Bella Ramsey was the right choice for Ellie, but I also think that she is better than the material they gave her.
I'm gonna be a dad.
Your Honor, I object!
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case!
So for this situation, I'm actually going to give Bella Ramsey the Star Wars prequel defense. Now I know a lot of you are out there asking, well, what is the Star Wars prequel defense? Well, allow me to inform you, my midichlorian deficient viewers. You see, a lot of younger viewers think that those of us who grew up on the original Star Wars movies hated the prequels because we just didn't want the competition. There's no competition there, it's not even close. The prequels are not bad movies. They're not great movies, but they're not bad. One big issue with the Star Wars prequels was the acting and dialogue.
I don't like sound. I have seen a security hologram of him killing younglings.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
You're so beautiful.
It's only because I'm so in love.
No. No, it's because I'm so in love with you.
These lines are terrible. We know they're terrible. The acting is terrible. But then we've come to find out that actually it wasn't the actor's fault. It was the writing they were given. I don't want to have to look back in 10, 12, even 20 years at The Last of Us cast and be like, oh yeah, it was just the writing. We should go back and apologize to Bella Ramsey. But wait, things get worse. Neil Druckmann has decided to just back out of the show entirely. Oh, thank you so much, Neil. Thank you for f***ing up the story into an unfuckable state.
I can't see what's happening. Are we boned?
Yeah, we're boned.
And now HBO is in an even worse situation because they have to continue this series with absolutely no source material, and I think we all remember what happened last time. So yeah, thank you, Neil. Thank you for leaving the show in a state to where it's probably going to be one of those shows for the next couple of years, if it even goes on that long, where everyone's going to be asking, will this be the final season? Is it going to get canceled? Is it going to get renewed? What's going to happen? And those kinds of situations are not conducive to good acting. So I really hope going forward that we just kind of take a step back and go a little easier on Bella Ramsey. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Last of Us Part 2 fans out there who are going to come at me being like, well, actually, you just don't understand Neil Druckmann's complex writing and his subverting of the expectations is clearly... Shut up! The Last of Us series was doomed from the first episode, not because of anything in the first season, but because of what was going to be coming after that. We should always point our anger and ire at the writers of said material and not the ones having to read said material on screen. With that being said, I want everyone watching to please be safe out there and have a great rest of your weekend, okay? See ya!